Understood. Oh, now you go.
I'm back.
Okay, because I think the live stream just started.
All right. Hi.
Yeah, and I can see it here on my other screen. Okay, so welcome to the Wawazen Waterfall School. I'm glad and I'm excited to present to you George Paul from Cyprus. He's one of my first franchise partners, and we're building his business together, and we want to get the first customers as soon as possible. And please, George, would you please introduce yourself shortly?
Yeah, hi, I'm George, George King. I'm a proud franchisee of Tenderlight Waterfall Systems for Cyprus. And yeah, we're just launching things here, trying to get off the ground. And so I'm happy to be here with you in this meeting. And yeah, we're in the process of setting up a sort of showroom example of some water walls so that clients can come and see them in the flesh, so to speak. So yeah, we were just talking about that, and specifically onto the subject of installing large, heavy pieces of stone materials in my studio, in my workshop. And I was wondering how you practically, in a sense, how do you maneuver these things and get them from one place to another?
Thank you, George. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm grateful. I love it, and that you're here, that we can talk together now. And as I said before, doing a live video, there is a little bit fear, but looks like you're managing it pretty good. So okay, and thank you for your question. Yes, how to handle such big stone plates, because yeah, you told me you have visited 2 suppliers in Cyprus who can supply you with a granite slab. And how much is it? How heavy is it going to be?
So I was trying to do some calculations, and I found a handy website that gave me a rough estimate. So the piece that I'm looking at, it's a meter wide by sort of 2 meters high,
Yeah.
and it was around nearly 200 kg, 200.
Okay.
So on a practical level, um, I obviously I can't just carry that around the workshop myself. So uh, I was looking into things like table lifts, and there's some electronic lifting equipment that I found as well. It's a bit like a miniature forklift. It looks like one of these.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The cost is kind of high. But so I mean maybe eventually it'll be a good investment, something like that. But just as we are just starting out, um, I was just wondering what advice you might have given your experience.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't spend so much money now on such gear at the moment, because you still can invest that when you have your first project, because customers are supposed to give you a down payment, and with the down payment, then you can use a part of the money for example, buying materials, and also invest in such tools for heavy lifting. Regarding that specific 200 kg slab, which you want to have in your own workshop, there is a method where you don't have to lift it at all. So it will never be hanging or with its full weight in your hands. So what I would recommend, and I will now share my screen, and then you can see what I mean. In Germany, we call it a glass book.
Ah, okay.
You see that?
Yeah.
So yeah, And those, they also come with wheels. So when your supplier brings you the slab, he's supposed to have a kind of a crane or something. Otherwise, yeah, you have to make sure that he's able to unload it onto your glass book. And by the way, this is an investment you really need, because if you're having that one slab, then you need such a thing. But the cool thing is you don't have to buy it in steel. You can also make it out of wood, as you can see here.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and here, by the way, you can see another one with wheels. And then if you have a hoop wagon, I don't know if you know what is a hoop wagon, to move pallets around. Then, yeah. So then, if you mount such a book on a pallet, then you could move it around with a hoop wagon. You know what a hoop wagon is? I'm sorry.
A pallet trolley?
A pallet trolley, that's it, yeah. So that would give you the opportunity to store and move the slab in your workshop with, no need of lifting. And now comes the trick, actually. You will need a second person, but what we say is, actually here in Germany, we have a regulation that you're not allowed to lift more than 30 kg on site. So it means if you have a 200 kg slab, you would need minimum 7 people to lift it fully. Yeah. But if you always have a ledge of the slab sitting somewhere, is usually going to be only half the weight. So it's like only 100 kg. And then you can work, for example, with 3 people. So, and if you're a strong guy like yourself and you have another strong guy, then you're going to be able to do the following. And I just want to share this shortly. So if you have your indoor waterfall prepared, so you have a wall at the back, you have the bottom tank here, you have the overflow channel there, then and you have your slab. So this is your book and the pallet, and the slab, the granite slab, is sitting here. So what you do then is you just I don't know how you say kipping to move it from vertical to horizontal.
Okay, yeah, I understand.
Yeah, and what you then would have is another trolley here, because usually it's going to be like this is the short ledge, and then the long ledge would be there. So when you have it on a trolley, then you can turn it around like that. And if you have the correct height of the trolley, so if that height is a little bit higher than your bottom tank, then you can just move the trolley with the slab to here. Yeah, and then the next thing is you just lift it from here like that. Yeah, and so all the way along, you haven't had to lift it totally. You have always had one part of the slab at the weight given away to the floor. So you will still have to lift around 100 kg depending on where you grab it. But this is how you can put it into your waterfall.
Excellent.
Yeah.
No, thanks. Yeah, that's really good. That's
okay.
Giving me a bit of confidence now. I thought I was going to have to find 7 or 8 people off the street to help me lift it, but
yeah, no. And Tommy, you've been in the workshop with me together, and you've seen you have seen it when you've made a training with me together, but you didn't recognize it because I have a picture of that here. So this is what you've been asking me on Instagram, I think. What is that? And this is super, super handy. And if you have such a tool in your workshop, you don't even need a second hand. And then you can do the whole thing just with this I will call it like a ceiling string crane.
Yeah.
And those are not so expensive. You know, they're like, as you can see here, it's like 200 euro, 150 euro. This one can do, for example, up to 800 kg.
Wow.
Yeah.
So does that need a track to
yeah.
run along then?
I just wanted to say, so if you don't have a track, it will still come in handy. But if you have a track, it will. So I would recommend to install a track across your whole workshop so that you can move heavy parts, you know, from one end to the other. And by the way, what you also can do is just use this one. I don't know the English expression for that. So and then create above your in the waterfall, create a good strong anchor. It's not going to be electric, it's going to be mechanical, but then you can also lift like 200 kgs with no effort, because the I don't know the English translation for that.
Like a winch, type of winch,
winch, yeah.
Mechanical.
Yeah.
Winch.
And it's
mechanical. All right. Yeah.
All right. So I think this was like more than 5 minutes. I don't know. So I will stop screen sharing, and yeah.
Thanks. That was great. Good advice. I will give me a lot to get my teeth into and research this week. Yeah, great.
Great. Thank you so much. I think it wasn't that bad, our first live, isn't it? What do you think?
I don't really understand. Was that live? Was that being broadcast live?
Yes, it was. So, and I will send you the link, or you just go to Wawazen Waterwall School and you go to live, and then you see it. It's at the moment it is still live, and in a few minutes it's going to be like recorded, and then you can see the session. And if you, but I think we didn't mess it up. I think we did a good live show.
Oh, good.
So maybe we can do it next week again. I would be glad. And thank you.
Yeah, certainly. I would like to do that. Yeah, I'll try and think of something else to talk about. I don't know what to talk about, but
don't worry. There is hundreds of things we can talk about, and I think that what we talked today, it's also great because it helps others also if they have a project. And hopefully somebody is from Cyprus watching us today, and he can make contact to you, because we're looking forward to get you as good as known in Cyprus as soon as possible.
Fantastic. Yeah. Great.
Thank you very much. So, Judge Paul, I will finish the live video, and I will say thank you and goodbye.